It will take more than head games to stop me. You may have invaded my mind and my body, but there's one thing to say and always keep.
The Boosteroid cloud gaming platform has officially launched in the USA. With 6 data centers covering the entire USA territory, Boosteroid.com is ready to provide high-quality cross-device gaming services, allowing you to play your favorite games on any device with browsing capabilities. It doesn't matter if you have a 10-year-old laptop or a brand new Apple device. You can now enjoy the benefits of cloud gaming at 1080p and 60 frames per second. Boosteroid is also providing smartphone apps for both Android and iOS, and it does come with a dedicated app for Android TVs. Enjoy titles like GTA 5, Call of Duty, FIFA, Need for Speed, and much more, without the need to download anything at all. Join the cloud gaming revolution today at Boosteroid.com and get the most out of your devices. No more need for hardware upgrades, save your money and time. Check out Boosteroid.com today. For the most part, arcade ladder endings in NetherRealm games tend to be pretty good, but then you also have some that are bad and others that are downright bizarre, and those are the endings we're talking about today. These endings might not be the darkest, but they are by far the most unusual. Let me know which ending you think is the most bizarre in the comments down below, and while you're down there, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you don't miss any future videos. And now without any further ado, let's begin, starting off with Mortal Kombat 9. Now what if I told you there's an ending in this game with no dialogue whatsoever, no words to be heard anywhere? Believe it or not, that's exactly what you get in Cyber Sub-Zero's ending. There are literally no words here, only some eerie music and a very unfortunate fate for our favorite frozen ninja. Despite winning Mortal Kombat and defeating Shao Kahn, your boy gets possessed by that same Shao Kahn moments later. And for whatever reason, this reshapes his body into a cybernetic Shao Kahn. I don't think that's how biology works or how machines work, but hey, Shao Kahn is magic. I guess he can do everything. Once again, a very sad ending, but the weirdest part is the lack of dialogue. There's none whatsoever. Some say it's a glitch, others say NetherRealm just forgot to add the audio files, but it is possible they meant for the ending to be this way the entire time. And next up we have Jade's ending, and what makes this ending so bizarre isn't necessarily what happens, it's the fact that this ending is completely disregarded in the canon. Literally nothing that happens in this ending has anything to do with any of the future games whatsoever. What's this wondrous new realm in between time and space? It's nothing. It means literally nothing. Who's this mysterious hooded woman who's brand new to the series? Nobody. She's nobody whatsoever. Nothing in this ending matters, although I do think this character might be the archetype of what became Chronica later on, because the narrator does say that she's been watching everything happen throughout time. Once again, this ending means nothing, and that's a real shame because fans had so many fun theories of what this would lead to. Not to mention, Jade is gone in Mortal Kombat X. She's not even a revenant, and that made a lot of players assume this ending might be canon in some weird way. Even players like myself thought that. But nope, then Mortal Kombat 11 happened, and it's revealed Jade's just been dead the whole time. She's just dead, just a revenant, nothing cool, just dead the whole time. Alright, but this next ending is especially weird. Kano becoming a virus. Yeah, you heard me right. The guy becomes a virus that infects the entire country. At first, his eye just got an upgrade, and this let him like search the internet, kind of like Cyborg, but then Jax was like, yo, I'm gonna trap you in the internet. Because guess what? The Special Forces has the best technology, so we can keep you here forever. But guess what? Uno reverse card. Kano takes over the Special Forces infrastructure, all their technology, all their advanced weaponry, all that crazy stuff. And your boy literally becomes a one-man army who can enslave the entire planet, and he exists in virus form. Yeah, it's a really weird ending. MK9 has some wild endings. But hey, I'll say this much, at least the ending is creative. Typically, Kano's just evil guy who gets to beat the good guys, and that's it. Okay, but now it's time for an ending that turns everything on its head. Bo Rai Cho training Shang Tsung to kill Liu Kang. Yeah, that happened. And it's because Liu Kang kills Raiden and becomes the new fire god of Earthrealm, and apparently the power went to his head and made him evil. I'm not gonna lie, this ending is kinda sick. I love the role reversal of Shang Tsung being the good guy and getting the chance to save everybody. That's really interesting to me. But once again, the strange part is Bo Rai Cho training him, right? That man trained Liu Kang. That's his favorite student. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna train your enemy to kill you now. And that's it for Mortal Kombat 9. We're finally moving on to Injustice, and this one has a doozy with Grundy's ending. What do we know about Grundy, right? He's a zombie, so his ending's probably gonna be like eternal rest or something like that, right? Nope, wrong. For whatever reason, when Grundy heals himself, he gains control of the Red, which is essentially every single animal on Earth. Grundy can just control them now, like Dr. Doolittle. He can speak to them and and command them at his whim. So already that's really weird, but what does he do with this power? He just kills everything and then has them kill themselves too. And this creates an entire planet of the dead and undead, otherwise known as the Gray. That's right, Grundy literally kills everything, which I think is kind of in character, but the weird part is controlling all the animals. Never in all of my life did I ever expect Solomon Grundy to become Dr. Dolittle. And now it's time for Injustice 2. Let's talk about Green Arrow. Everyone loves Green Arrow, right? Which is why it's odd that his ending is so unfitting and unsatisfying. Normally for a character's ending, they either succeed or fail, but for Green Arrow's ending, he's completely irrelevant and didn't even have to be there. He's just the narrator. Because guess what? Deus Ex Machina ship shows up with all the heroes from different multiverses, including Red Sun Batman, who I'm pretty sure is kind of evil. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he blows up a hospital. That may have only been in the animated movie, but he does definitely blow up a hospital. So not exactly the hero we need or deserve, but hey, he's on the ship. And these new heroes that came out of nowhere are the ones who defeat Brainiac and save the day. Once again, very anticlimactic, especially if you're a Green Arrow fan. He does nothing except narrate. And you know what? Let's talk about Firestorm's ending too, because he fails. Like completely. He destroys Brainiac's ship and dooms every planet in there to death. For anyone not aware, Brainiac's ship has a bunch of different cities from other planets on it, or entire planets themselves on his ship that he shrunk down. And Firestorm blew it up. He blew up the entire ship, which means all those lives are gone forever. A very dumb decision, which is weird because Firestorm is actually two people combined, and both of them are very intelligent, so it's odd they made a miscalculation and blew up the whole ship. Once again, it's a very dark ending. They just separate and go, okay, we're too dangerous to be superheroes anymore, so just call us if you need us, but otherwise we're retired. Yeah, that's the ending. It's super duper unsatisfying. And now let's talk about Brainiac's ending, because this one is a doozy. Normally when you play as the villain, they just win. Or then sometimes they fight a different version of themselves, but here is where things get really interesting, because it's not even Brainiac at all. It's one of his descendants who was catfishing as him the whole time. That's right, one of Brainiac's descendants came back to the past and then dunked on him. Now why did they do that? Why would they defeat their own great-great-grandfather? Well, the reason why is because in the future, everyone hates his entire species. So to undo that bias, this version of Brainiac went back in time and then dunked on himself so that nobody would fear him ever again. And then by extension, his entire race. And the people in the future are still a bit upset that he did this, but he's like, you know what, that's fine, you can hate me, just know that I'm on your side. Once again, this ending flips everything on its head, especially since you're playing as the villain. However, here's the thing, he can time travel, right? Why not go back before Brainiac attacks Earth? In fact, go back even further still and stop Brainiac from ever terrorizing any planets. Why not just do that? Why did you only go back far enough to save Earth and that's it? What a dumb decision. That's why they hate you. It's not because you went back in time, it's because you didn't go back far enough, you idiot. Alright, but enough with Injustice, now it's time for Mortal Kombat X. Can we talk about Sub-Zero's ending? Because the man straight up finds ice dragons. He becomes Daenerys from Game of Thrones, and I'm not sure why, except maybe a Game of Thrones influence on the writers at NetherRealm. That's the only tinfoil hat theory I have. Have there ever been ice dragons in Mortal Kombat until now? Don't get me wrong, it's rad, but it feels so out of nowhere and bizarre. But you know what? As a massive Sub-Zero fan, I'll take what I can get, because normally his endings are just getting betrayed by Frost or his brother, or having to save one of them, or something like that. So at least the ending this time is different. So even though the ending is weird, I do still like it, and I think most fans did like it, unlike this next ending, Cassie Cage's ending in Mortal Kombat X. This one is a doozy. Alright, so Cassie Cage has reason to believe that Shang Tsung is back from the dead, so she finds an old man who's a good fighter and just starts beating the crap out of him indiscriminately. What the heck, Cassie? That is so ageist. Anyway, she bodies this old man free, and turns out it's Shujinko. And just in case anybody watching doesn't know who that is, he is the main hero of Mortal Kombat Deception, and he was trained by literally everybody. So when it comes to fighting, the guy's pretty much unstoppable, and yet Cassie Cage somehow dunked on him really convincingly. The fight wasn't even close. And this did not help Cassie's reputation of being a Mary Sue. She dunked on the previous hero from Deception. And keep in mind, everyone loves that game and that story mode. They might not love Shujinko that much, but they do respect him for the most part. So the idea that Cassie Cage can just dunk on him so convincingly is bizarre, and to watch a hero be beaten down and reduced to that is just weird. It almost makes you think that NetherRealm hates Midway, and that's not a good look because so many fans love the Midway games. Now don't get me wrong, I do like Cassie Cage and I love watching her kick ass, but this ending was just a big miss. And now finally, it is time for Mortal Kombat 11, and I'll be honest, for the most part, every ending in this game is good. It's either satisfying or it at least makes sense for the characters, but one of them stands out above the rest, and that's Sindel's infamous horrible ending. Because this ending undoes her entire backstory throughout every single game. It turns out Sindel was not stricken with grief at Gerard's death. Instead, she's the one who killed him herself. That's That's right, she killed her husband. And why? Because Shao Kahn was a better lover and he's stronger than him. Yeah, I'm not making that up. She actually says it in the ending. She never killed herself out of grief. Instead, she was assassinated. And then when she's brought back, what's one of the first things she does? Beat up her own daughter to an inch of her life. Why yes, that's a Sindel that fans know and love. They want to see more of that. And then for the cherry on top, she abandons everybody after defeating Kronika because now she's too strong for anybody, including Shao Kahn. That's right, Sindel's entire arc of redeeming herself and saving her daughter is completely out the window. Instead, she was evil all along, because we all know that evil's the most empowering thing ever, right? Go girl boss. Forget avenging your husband, you don't need no man, just leech off the strongest guy until you're too good for him and then move on and beat up your daughter in between, why not? Once again, the ending is so weird, especially if you're a Sindel fan. That's a really bizarre and strange ending. And it's also where I'm ending the video, so thanks so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please leave a like down below, it really does help my channel out a ton. And then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.